Hey Canucks fans, thanks for waiting. I'm Clay Emo. I'm at Canuck Clay on Twitter. I'm at Clayton Emo on Instagram. I'm the founder of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club, and this is my Canucks take all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary live, post-game live stream for Saturday night, February the 6th, on a night where the Vancouver Canucks were defeated soundly by the Toronto Maple Leafs 5-1. Not good, not good. I must admit, I'm pretty discouraged right now. I'm pretty frustrated. I'm not going to abandon the team. I'm not going to stop being a fan. I'm not going to stop doing these live streams. Although, actually, I did have one fleeting thought that I wasn't going to be in a mood to come on here. But no, it's not about me. It's about us talking about this Vancouver Canucks team. So hold your questions for a second. I'll make sure that I do indeed get to them. But hold your questions or have them ready to cut and paste in a sec. I want to say a big shout out, thank you to my Hall of Fame members, Jens95, simalexander, Justin Credible, and nucksfan number 29. I appreciate your support. I appreciate all of you who are indeed members. And I've written all your names in all my in all my descriptions of all my vlogs. And I'm doing a membership drive right now. I've shortened the goal from 50 to 30 members because I think 50 was a little ambitious. But I am trying to get to 30 members by the end of February. And if you join, you'll be entered into a draw to win a $25 gift certificate to VanBase, the Canucks team store. And if you don't feel like supporting me monetarily, that's just as fine. I appreciate you supporting by watching these videos. And speaking of which, if you're watching from my neighborhood of Steveston, Richmond, in the city, in the Lower Mainland, in the province, in the country, on the continent, or around the world, I appreciate you being here. I do not take you for granted, and I know that you can be doing anything else. Okay, we're going to get right into your comments in about a minute. I'll just say this. Pretty disappointing effort given that they were saying all the right things. Embarrassing, gotta be better, gotta, backs against the wall, whatever cliche. Canucks dropped to 6-9, 3 games under 500, certainly not very nice, and they can't even get to 500 by winning tomorrow. So tomorrow it's coming up to 7-9, or they come home 6-10. They were outshot 31-28. They out-hit the Maple Leafs 25-16. 1 goal, Brock Besser, another goal by JT Miller, called off the offside. Jalen Chatfield, horrible game, -4. Not sure why you're playing him so much over Ulevy. That's one question I have. And did you see the look that Holtby shot JT Miller after Miller did not back check on Austin Matthews for Matthews' second goal of the game? Okay, now that I've done my intro, I will go to your questions starting now. So if you asked a question earlier, you guys know I try and keep up with the questions, so I will start with the questions right now. Fangirl, hey Clay, what are your thoughts on Besser's goal late in third? I had to pick something for my post-game vlog of what I like, so I picked that. At least the Canucks were moving the puck crisply on that power play, but it was too little, too late. Inferno, Clay, who do you think was the best Canuck tonight? That's tough to say. I did notice Besser. I did notice Pettersson. I can't just go by points. Yeah, there weren't a lot of good ones. I thought, maybe Besser or and I noticed Hoglander as well, even though he was on the third line. So maybe one of those 3 guys, Besser, Pettersson, or Hoglander. It's kind of weird. I applaud Travis Green for bringing in new blood, but Eriksson only played 9 minutes and Bailey played only 6 minutes. So you bring in 2 guys to play only 15 minutes total. That seems a bit strange to me. I hope he goes after Miller in the locker room. Hey, Clay, Dexter. Yeah, Dexter, welcome back. I was telling the guy, telling the crew last time that maybe on school days the early games are harder for you. But yes, I'm sure Holtby and Miller are having a conversation for sure. Maestro, should the Canucks hire a president? Should the Canucks hire a president and let the president decide Jim and Travis's future? Yeah, no, I don't think there are any money shaped, Maestro, to add another level of management right now. I really don't. I'm just gonna turn down that ring light. It looks a little bright right now, making my face look even brighter than usual. Okay, more shiny than usual. Good question though, Maestro. I just don't think it's going to happen right now. Reels, it's ticking me off how you're still positive after this, but it's sick, I guess. I'm not sure what it's sick. No, I don't know. This isn't a shtick, you guys. This is me. I'm a positive person. Yes, I'm frustrated. I'm upset. I'm not happy right now, but what am I going to do? I'm not it does me no good. It does nothing good for me to take it out on you, take it out on my family. What can you do? Like it's still a hockey game and a hockey team. Benning fired when? Yeah, Samuel, I've always said Benning over Green, but Green, the team didn't look that good tonight, and Green's job is to get them ready. I don't know. It could be soon. It could be soon, actually, which is crazy. It's so hard to say. Noah, did you hear Friedman say he thinks the Canucks are trying to do something with Jake? I did hear that, absolutely, and that would make sense. Fangirl, why did they play Eriksson or Virtanen? Didn't like Louis' play. Yeah, well, I think they wanted a change for sure. And Virtanen's an easy. And I think maybe if they are indeed working on a trade, even just to shake the team up a little bit, then often you don't sit a guy right before you're going to trade him for fear of, injury. So maybe, just maybe that's the case. Rios, when is Benning gone, Clay? I don't know. It's so hard to say. Maybe sooner than later, though. Do you think Miller is lazy last few games? Maestro, yeah, I think he hasn't been his usual dog on a bone self, that's for sure. Andrew says, thanks for the awesome analysis as usual. You're welcome, Andrew. Perhaps the expectations were too unrealistic because of player turnover. Canucks can start a rebuild now. Defense was abysmal. So I agree with most of your points, Andrew, but I don't think it's a rebuild now. The rebuild is when you strip it down and Pettersson and Hughes were just starting. I think they're past the rebuild, but they do have to change things for sure. And yeah, I do think, and I've talked about this, I think our good performance in the playoff bubble has unrealistically raised expectations, including mine. I will admit I was one of them people for sure. All right, how you doing? I hope they aren't using Ulevi's trade bait. No, I don't think they are. How you doing? I don't think Ulevi has any trade value right now. Leonard, effort, commitment, teamwork, all were lacking. If not Greener, to replace Baumgartner and Brown. I think if you had to pick one of those two guys, I think it's Baumgartner that goes first. Inferno, expectations for next game. I would love to say that. They'll come out firing, but I thought they were gonna. This game for sure. Requan, he put this a few times, but I'll answer it once for sure. What did you think about this? Hughes, Horvat, Miller, Besser, Pettersson, Hoglander, moving Hughes to the point, let him use his creativity, and that would help with the size and Hughes lack. I'm not sure. I think you're saying move Hughes up front. I'm not sure you're saying, we were joking around though that Hughes would be a good forward actually. He wouldn't win any puck battles in front of the net per se, but I would love to see his creativity at forward. Neil, will somebody finally get fired after this game, Clay? LOL. I'm not sure. If anyone's going to walk the plank yet. I have a feeling they're going to give him one more chance on Monday, and then there's 2 days between Monday night and Thursday night at home against Calgary. But who knows? Maybe. Aquilini's probably not very patient right now, so he could be very upset right now for sure. Mr. Nutsack, should the Canucks bring back Linden and fire Benning? Obviously, Linden was right. Nucks weren't ready. Yeah, Mr. Nutsack, I don't think Linden will want to come back. Dexter, sorry I wasn't here Monday, Thursday. I have soccer in those days. Yeah, no, Dexter, we figured as much. I figured that you had something up. And the streams were fine. We certainly missed you, but the streams were good. Thursdays was a little bit smaller than the one before that. Were the Canucks that bad or the Leafs that good? I think the Canucks were bad, but the Leafs are good. They can make any team look bad because of their skill and their speed. Christian, thoughts on Matthews Via? Goal? It was excellent. It was excellent. He is so skilled. Both his goals showed a lot of skill. Reminds me of McDavid and how he can do really good moves at high speed. I was very impressed by Matthews. I have nothing bad to say about him. Liam, if the Canucks lose the next game, could you see Benning gone in the next week or so? Yep, I could. Canucks will be 6-10. Braden, what do you think the Canucks need to do to get back playing well? It's easy to say. They got to establish an identity. They got to figure out if they're going to run and gun and then just live with that. They got to figure out if they're going to be a defensive team, a tight checking team, an aggressive team, a forechecking team. But right now, there is no Canucks identity. How many years left are on Jim Benning's contract? Good question, Coach Rob. He signed an extension, I thought, a couple years ago. So maybe one or... Well, it's definitely not one because we would be hearing that. I think it's at least 2 or 3 more. Clay for coach. Thank you. I don't even know if I could help this group. Practical guy. Clay, are we going to be known as the biggest letdown in the North Division looking back years down the road? Ottawa is expected to be bad, not us. So far, we are certainly the most disappointing team in the North for sure. They need to retool, I would say, Clay. Yes, Rios, I think that's a good way of putting it. Liam, would you agree in saying the Canucks need to retool now? Yes, retool. I know it's semantics, right? Rebuild, retool. But a retool means kind of changing on the fly and not stripping things down. I don't think the Canucks can strip things down. So I do think it's a retool as opposed to rebuild. Nucks fan number 29, Hall of Fame member. Going back to when the skate logo was first revealed, when you see the skate logo, what player comes to mind first? Pavel Bure for me. Noah, I think Malhotra is not here as a big loss, especially for the faceoffs. Yes, both faceoffs and other defensive things for sure. And look what he's doing with that Toronto power play. Yes, the Battle of Alberta should be good. I might watch it for a little bit after this. Gmod says Green has lost the room. Also, Clay, do you think the roller coaster, the bubble, to the offseason changes to the horrible start to the season has been hardest on the youth? I think it's been hard on everyone. The younger players and the older players. But yeah, you want to create a good environment for our younger players for sure. Oh, by the way, I just realized I never said this right at the start. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Do daily Canucks content. Like this video if you like the fact that we can chat about the Canucks. Even if we don't like what we're talking about or like the game, like the fact that we're hanging out. And like I said, consider becoming a member if you care to do so. Makoto, post-game juice said Canucks are fun to play against. I feel like we desperately need Jace and Vasily. Yeah, Vasily's going to be a while, but Harlock could come back, and then we could see. Fangirl, for once, I think everyone agrees you can't blame this game on Holtby over Tannen. Well, yeah, you're right. Jake didn't play. Riley, do you think the Canucks should trade Nate Schmidt back to Vegas? No, they're not going to. Vegas has got no money. But if your point is Nate Schmidt has underperformed, I would agree with you. Although he had 3 shots on goal tonight, and he was a even player. Noah, how come they stopped giving Olivier a chance? I don't know. And I'd like to see him get a chance. Chatfield was brutal tonight. Leonard, have you ever met Lyndon? If so, any stories you can share? Also, what does he smell like? Well, I don't know what he smells like, Leonard, but I've met Lyndon about 4 or 5 times. The best story, really quickly, I don't want to take up all the time here, is basically the grade 7s of St. Paul's wanted to get a Trevor Lyndon appearance at St. Paul's, the Catholic elementary school that my kids go to and my wife teaches at. The principal is a big Lyndon fan. So the grade 7s wrote a letter to the Canucks. I passed it on, and I became the go-between. We actually got Trevor Lyndon to come to St. Paul's school and surprise the principal during an assembly. And then I got to hang out with Lyndon and Finn in my office at the church, kind of hiding him from everyone, got to chat with him. And then we surprised the principal. And then I led 4 students in doing a little parody song, performing for Trevor Lyndon. So that was my coolest Trevor Lyndon story. My second one is one time when we were filming our Christmas video with Virtanen and Hutton, and I was skating around the ice. Lyndon was at the benches, and he says, "What are you doing on my ice?" Like he was joking. And I said, "We are filming your Christmas video." So those two questions those 2 experiences with Lyndon were quite cool, actually. He's always been very nice to me, very classy, and no, I like him a lot for sure. Bilou Mini comes into the car dealership that he works all the time. Yeah, and he doesn't want anything to do with the Canucks franchise. I would believe that. Ethan, who do you think was the best player for the Canucks tonight if you can even pick one? I couldn't pick anyone who I thought was good or even decent. Yeah, I mentioned maybe Pettersson, Besser, or Hoglander. Rios, man, it's not the fun Canucks team it was last year in the playoffs. Thoughts, Clay. Yeah, it's not fun. It's not fun when you win, when you lose. and they do not look like they're having fun right now. Nucks and bolts, do you want Roaring Thunder back, Clay? I want something. I want something to change, that's for sure. Liam, did you see on the replay highlights when they panned over Holtby and he shook his head at Vancouver bench? Do you think he's mad at signing with Vancouver? No, Liam, but I saw it across my phone as I'm streaming here that he did say he's never experienced this in his career. And that one, he wasn't mad at the bench. He was mad at Miller. He was shaking his head at Miller, who's skating back to the bench. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Maestro, do you think Gerard Gallant can help the Canucks get back in form? I like Gallant's style for sure, although got to wonder why he's been let go of 2 teams. Braden says, do you think realistically Canucks make the playoffs? I can't go back on my prediction, right? You can't change a prediction halfway through, but it's looking less and less likely now. That's for sure. They're already 6-9. They're -3. Lefty makes a good point. Maybe this team doesn't have each other's back. I kind of talked about in my vlog from yesterday how there doesn't seem to be a chemistry right there right now. Riley, who are you rooting for the Super Bowl? I don't really care. I don't have any money riding on it. I don't mind Tom Brady, so I'm not a Brady hater, but I expect Kansas City to win. Edmund, missed last stream. I think it's hard to say what's going on, but losing Tanev, Stetch, and Markstrom can't make them regress that bad. Yeah, I've talked about this. I think it can, both because it's not just on the ice, it's off the ice as well. All right, so hey Clay, just finished eating while watching. Thoughts about the Canucks making a desperate move to try and get the team going, i.e. Eriksson and Bailey. I was okay with that move. I said that in my post-game video. I was okay with that move. But if you bring him in the lineup, play him more than 15 minutes combined. Clay says, Arjun, let's be honest, they won't do anything even if they somehow got in the playoffs, which they won't. Yeah, if they finish 3rd or 4th, they're going to play Montreal or Toronto, and we've seen how that works out. Arjun, what do you think, Clay? Yeah, that would be tough. Maestro, can the Canucks pull St. Louis? I think it would be tough to do so in this division, but you never know. Gmod, that's an awesome Linden story. Thank you. I thought the 4th line was putting all out. That says from lefty all around. So how you doing? I'm out. Take care, everyone. So how you doing can only last 15 minutes. That's fine. Thanks for being here. Yes, Leonard, I forgot. I was supposed to get you an answer. Favorite Vancouver-born NHL player, past or present, that you met. Leonard, give me a reprieve for one more night, and I'll promise I'll come back on Monday night with an answer. Sorry about that. Fangirl, do you think Benning would be a better scout for the Canucks versus GM, or does he need an assistant GM to help him? He's got people to help him. Yeah, that's tough. I think there are definitely better GMs out there. Jazz, hey Clay, last time there were 3 Calder finalists on one team. It was Blackhawks and they won cups. Part of that was the Islanders with 4. Yeah, and the Islanders won cups as well. I'm not sure if it was right after that. That's nice to think about, but that's the thing. Like, even if you're not thinking the Canucks are going to win a Stanley Cup, you want to build around this young core. Arjun thinks someone's getting fired in the next 2 days. Jervy, what are some changes you would make to the team if you were GM? Well, I would have exercised a buyout in the summer. I would have fought a little harder for Toffoli. I'm not just saying that because everyone else is saying that. But if I was now, I would do my best to make some trades to shake up the team. Whether I wouldn't trade like a key piece, but maybe you trade a Virtanen or anyone that you expect to. You could trade Edler actually. I don't know how much you get for him because his contract is so, it's so rich, $6 million, but. He's going to become a UFA. He can help a playoff team, which the Canucks might not be. So but that would be a massive move. That would not be received well given all the strife over losing Markstrom and Tanev already. So how do you trade your longest serving Canuck? But they got to do something for sure. The Dude says, Clay, what changes would you make for the next game, if any? I'd get Ulevi back in for Chatfield, put Schmidt on the right side again, and I don't know. Let's try Hoglander, Pettersson, and Besser. Let's try that. Then you go Miller, Horvat, Pearson. Fangirl, why are fans allowed in the Super Bowl, but fans aren't allowed in NHL arenas? Yeah, it's up to the leagues and it's up to the local authorities, I guess. Leonard, Canucks look like they're playing sad, like they lost all money on GameStop stock. Who would be likely to YOLO lots of money on a meme stock like that? Oh, Virtanen. It's got to be Virtanen. Coach Rob, any chance of seeing Rick? I think you mean Mike DiPietro. Rick DiPietro's retired. No, I don't think so. DiPietro doesn't give you a better chance to win than Holtby or Demko. Liam, do you think in the event a management decision is made, would the new GM look to make changes to turn the season around or prepare for a big eventful offseason? I think it's a both. You can make changes now to prepare you for a bigger offseason. Mike says, is Travis Green fired? I'm not sure. Despite how poorly they played, I still think it's Benning first. How likely is it that Virtanen gets moved? Asked Noah. It sounded like more likely by the minute. Noah, have you met Travis Green before? Yes, I've met him a couple times. I like him a lot. Yeah, and he knows my cousin Dusty quite well. They played together at the same time. So, and he always asks how Dusty's doing. I know Dusty wanted to get a job with the Canucks before they extended Ian Clark. All right, so do you think we need to tone down our aggressive forechecking style so we can clog up the neutral zone and help out our D-men more? Well, we need to do something. And there's a really good, you guys saw the features on the broadcast night where they're talking about how the Canucks have poor gap control and they don't make quick enough decisions. So I don't know if it's taking back the aggressive forechecking, but it's somehow becoming a better decision-making team somehow. What about Brian Burke as GM, or is he too old? No, Coach Rob, he's not too old, but he's done being a GM. I think he likes his role now in Hockey Night, and been there, done that. Leonard, as founder and president of the GLCPC, which Canucks past or present are the best combination of good-looking and positive? Yeah, Markey, good-looking and positive. I would say that. Besser. I'd say Besser is definitely. I'm secure enough in my manhood where I could say Besser's good looking and he's very positive. I met him when he was out with injury and he was like, Clay, not that he knows me, but I told him my name is Clay. He says, I'm going to come back way sooner than everyone expects. So that sounds positive to me. Braden, how much do you think Pettersson and Hughes are going to get paid and how do the Canucks do it? The Canucks can do it. I think, before the season started, I thought Petey would get 9 or 10 and Hughes would get 7 or 8, depending on the length of the contract, of course. So that's my first reaction. Maestro, apparently Travis Green lost the players in the room. Gerard Gallant could be on the way. Are you saying that as a fact, Maestro, or your opinion? Patrick, do you think Linden might be the next GM and Benning gets fired? No, Linden will not come back. He will not come back. That ship has sailed. Sonny, hey Clay, what are your thoughts? Pettersson hitting the post every time he gets a star opportunity and he's struggling a lot. Well, the fact that he's hitting the post, he has 7 of them. Imagine if only even half of them were goals. Now we're talking about a completely different season. I think the fact that he's beating the goalie is good, right? He's not hitting the goalie. He's not missing the net. So hopefully that will come around, but it just shows how good his shot is. I take that more of as a positive, actually. Aquilini won't be quick to fire Benning because they have a good relationship. Thoughts, Clay? Yeah, Inferno. I think Aquilini, that's true. He's much closer to Benning than he is to Green. But, that's a good point. They do have a good working relationship for sure. Maestro, what I've heard, Bo and Miller got into an argument. Maestro, how'd you hear that? Or is that what people are saying online tonight? That's interesting, if so. Harry, hi Clay. How are you and your family going? We are doing great, thank you. Had a good family dinner tonight. Hope you are well, Harry. What days do you bowl at Lucky 9 Lanes? Yeah, Harry, we don't have set days. When there are leagues going, we were there usually Sunday, Tuesday, and the boys were also there Thursday filming. So when they film for their Pro Shop videos late Thursday night, then I would bowl Sundays and Tuesdays, but it's a lot more, it's not as consistent right now. It's not regular. Arso, how was your visit with your mom, Clay? How's she doing? Arso, thank you for remembering. She's doing great. We sat together for an hour in her backyard. I just realized I wasn't supposed to go there because she lives not in my, region. So I totally forgot that you're not supposed to cross regional boundaries. But we had a nice visit and it was nice to see her. Thank you for asking, Arso. That's very considerate of you. Sonny, Dexter, if Tej just turned negative before you must have superhuman self-control, eh, Clay? Yeah, I saw that. You know, it's funny. Tej and I don't always see eye to eye, but you know, we get along just fine. I've been on his podcast. We chat, we DM, and he's very positive as well. He is not afraid of conflict or you know, I guess opposition or arguing, which is fine. I think he's a lot more, he's probably stronger that way than I am. I'm just very conflict averse. I don't hide behind the positivity thing, but I'm not going to turn heel anytime soon. But it's kind of funny to see Tej just admit that he you know, that he was going to go heel tonight. No, I like Tej a lot, and he knows his stuff. He's a very passionate fan as well. But yes, I saw that, and I even tweeted it back to him today. It was pretty funny. Sonny, do you think Canucks need a president? And if Lennon was still president, would the Canucks be in a different situation? Sonny, that's so hard to say. You like to think so. Maybe you wouldn't. You would have had more of a hand or say in some of the contracts. But yeah, it's interesting that the Canucks haven't filled that position for sure. Leafs forever. Hi, Clay. I'm really happy about the win and Matthews' 10 goals, but sorry about the Canucks. This must suck. Yeah, it does suck. It really does. And you know what's crazy is I tweeted this out, and it's kind of a negative tweet, but it's true. I said Austin Matthews now has the league in goals, and he achieved that while playing the Canucks. And he passed the guy, Tyler Toffoli, who was the lead leader in goals, who also achieved that while playing the Canucks. So if you want to lead the NHL in scoring, just get a 2 or 3 game series against us, I guess. Sonny, would you rather have Linden as president or not? You know, it's tough because knowing what I know and knowing what most people know, it's kind of a moot point because he's not going to come back. But no, I'm not sure because even when he was here, we didn't achieve a lot of success. I like him a lot as a player. I respect everything he's done for the Canucks, but I'm not sure if he's the best hockey executive. Liam says it honestly seems like Hoglander is the only one who cares when on the ice. While he definitely tries hard, and as being the rookie, you want him to show effort. ND35, hi Clay. Who do you think the Canucks should grab if Benning is out? Oh, that's a good question. I never even thought about that. I don't even know who's out there right now. You know, I'm going to type that in right now. I'm going to say list of available GMs. I'm going to see what it says. List of available GMs NHL. Oh no, it's giving me a list of the GMs. I don't know, you guys tell me. What GMs are not hired? Are not working? Are not hired NHL? Who's hired and what's open? I'll have to look at this later. But you guys tell me who's out there right now and who you guys think would be good. Yeah, I'll do that another time. I don't want to waste your time now. But yes, I will look that up. Or maybe we don't have to look that up if we start to hear other things on our own. But yes, it's tough. It's tough. I gotta really think of who's out there right now. Austin, should we pick up D'Angelo? No. Offensive defenseman, we have Hughes already. Edmund, what's your concern level with the Canucks now, 1 to 10? It's a 9 or a 10. I'm very concerned for sure. Braden, I like how you go through every comment. Great experience for the viewer. Braden, I try to actually, I used to pride myself on reading every single comment, even the ones that were left before I got here. But as these streams grew, thank God, it's simply not, it's not possible for me to do so. Because then I'd fall way too far behind, and I think it frustrates people that I took so long to get to the comments. So now I generally do questions only, or if someone's paying me a compliment. So it's usually questions or compliments, but sometimes I will have a chance to pop into other comments as well. But I answer all the questions. But thank you for noticing, Braden. Leafs fire Jim Benning. We'll see. More people are talking about that. Jogpal, worst game out of the last 4, Clay. I thought 7-3 against Montreal was pretty bad. This one was pretty bad though too. They kind of all blur to me right now. Right? Because we beat Winnipeg and then we lost 2 to Montreal and 2 to Toronto. Yeah, this one was worse than the last one. So maybe the 7-3 Montreal and then this one, those were the two worst ones. Gmod Clay, I know the frustration, but please don't stop these post games, man. They help us discourage fans. Yeah, Jacob, my second son was joking. He says I should just come on the stream and start slamming things and not breaking things because things are too expensive, but start slamming things around and getting all mad and swearing. Of course, all things very uncharacteristic of me. I think you guys would see through that though. You guys would know. But maybe it would prove a point if I just started bawling. I just broke down and started crying right on the stream. Leafs, do one of Benning or Green have to go now? We're getting closer to that. Leafs forever for sure. Okay, here's some good. There's some of the names that are interviewing for Pittsburgh: Jim Rutherford, Ron Hextall. Good answers. So Rutherford, Hextall, Gillis, John Ferguson, Shirelli. Good suggestions. Fangirl, what do the Canucks have to do to turn things around? They got to establish an identity and stick to it. Arcade Regiment, our friend Phil from Toronto, who must be loving this right now. Love the haiku, Clay. See you Monday, friend. Yes, I hope that you have to at least write one this series, Phil, but thanks for being here. Austin, thoughts on Chatfield? I think he started off great, and he's really regressed in these 4 losses. And tonight was a -4, and you don't want to just pay attention to -4, but he, I think he's not as good as people were hoping. He's still young, still a rookie technically, but I'd get Juolevi in. Liam, do you think we may ever see Hughes in a forward position? No, I don't think so, although that would be fascinating to see. Yes, you cannot fire the owners. That is true. Tanev's departure exposed defensive issues. If we're talking about Hughes, yeah, Tanev was a good safety net for sure. Rebel Gaming, should we get rid of Beagle, Myers, and Roussel? Easier said than done. Beagle and Roussel's contracts end not this season, but after next season. Noah, how would you rate the Canucks penalty kill? It's okay. They killed 4 out of 5 Thursday night. They killed 3 out of 4 today. That's okay. That's less than that percentage for Toronto is less than their season average. So I think the penalty kill has actually settled down a little bit. I don't think special teams is the issue. We went 1 for 4 on our power play, so that's 25%. That's what you need. You want 1 for 4. So I think the special teams is being okay. Clay, what's your comment on Myers? Tony, he was an even player today, but we notice him more for the things he does poorly. I don't think he's that good right now. Maestro, can you blame Green for not being strict? I don't know if he's not being strict. I don't know if the players aren't tuning him out, but because if they're not executing, that is a coaching problem. So we'll see. But no, I wouldn't blame him specifically for not being strict. Arjun, Myers is useless. He takes penalty every game. Why does he? He doesn't move it. Him and Edler, they're not fast enough, and they get lazy and they reach and they hook. And I also think it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. When you have a reputation for getting a lot of penalties, you're simply going to get a lot of penalties. Professor Dogwood, Hitchcock never managed. I wonder if he'll get his feet wet. Yeah, I could see him as a good general manager, even more than he's kind of old school coach-wise, but maybe he might be, he might be a good GM. Inferno Clay should bring in a hammer and start smashing everything for an intro. Oh yeah, that'll work really well. Thanks, Inferno. Noah, we thought Canucks had picked it up after beating Winnipeg. Yes, 4 straight, 3 against Ottawa. It's Ottawa, but not everyone beats them. And a great game against Winnipeg. It's kind of disappointing. Dexter, Myers, Edler, and Chatfield are terrible. What are your thoughts on Schmidt and Ben this season, and thoughts on Hughes' defensive game? Hughes' defensive game, bad. Schmidt, underperformed. Ben, just okay. Arjo, Clay, is it more that Canucks are not mentally there, or are they just really bad? Every team is dealing with COVID. You can't put the sole blame on that. Nope, I don't put the blame on COVID at all. I put the blame on losing too many good players, both on and off the ice. UX, what do you think is wrong with the Canucks? And if we do tank on the positive side, we could get the Hughes D duo. Well, I don't talk about tanking here. For a while, my vlogs, I would never even mention the word as a dirty word. What I think is wrong is they don't have an identity. We do not have an identity. run and gun, fast, hardworking, forechecking systems. We don't have any of that right now. Sonny, how many points do you think Hughes would get if he was a forward? I think he would get a lot of assists more than goals, a lot of assists with his playmaking and skating. He would get pounded quite a bit though too. I don't know. Maybe he could get 45 or 50, like a second line. Do you think that's a little low? When I say that, that might be a little lower. If he didn't have to worry about defense, maybe he gets 55 or 60 points. You have to play defense, but you know what I mean. Professor Dogwood, Kevin Bieksa is available for GM. You guys know that Bieksa has me blocked on Twitter. I've told that story a few times. Would Hughes be a better defenseman or forward? You know, he has the skill set that you think he might be a good forward, but I don't think he's learned to play that position. Thoughts on Edler's 2 penalties back-to-back is brutal, fangirl. He doesn't help the team, and he puts us down pretty quick. Liam, be honest. Would you say that Myers may be giving you Louis Eriksson vibes? What if he becomes the new Eriksson in a year or two? Yeah, not to me, but I definitely think as soon as Myers signed that contract, people were saying that it's Louis Eriksson part 2. Thoughts on Tony? Clay, is it scary that Myers and Schmidt have a combined $12 million? I think that closes our Stanley Cup window. Yeah, it's not great. It's not great. I don't mind the Schmidt, though, if he picks it up. Austin, thoughts on Nate Schmidt? No. Speak of the devil. He's underperformed so far, but I think he's getting better. I think he is getting better. He still has a giveaway or two, but he also does some clean breakouts as well. So I don't mind his game, actually. Because when you compare to the others, I think he's been better than Hughes, even though he doesn't have enough points. Definitely better than Hamonic. Now better than Chatfield. Better than Edler and Myers. And maybe the same as Ben. So could you argue that Ben and Schmidt have been our best defensemen so far? Maybe we should hire Mark Messier. Very funny. Oh, Lefty. I'm glad Lefty brings some levity to this. Being 2 out of Myers, he played over 26 minutes and was even with no power play and penalty kill. Yeah, 26 minutes. Oh, no, he had 1 minute power play and 4 on the penalty kill. And had power play. Yeah, so 26 minutes is quite a bit. With the next defenseman, it was 21 minutes. That's a good point, Lefty. Thanks for that. Professor, what the heck ever happened? Defensive defenseman. Yeah, it's weird that we get more attracted to the offensive defenseman. Maestro, did the owners make the right call not to give Green contract extension right away? I don't know. You guys know I like Green. I still would like to be to have him signed. It's easy to say that, and maybe I'm not blaming the contract on how they're playing, but it would be nice for him to have that comfort. Do you think Hughes can become a better defensive player? Yes, Braden, I can't remember. He's only in his second year. He's probably still learning the pro game and how aggressive and how fast players are, right? This isn't college anymore. Gmon Clay, I think you're accurate in saying perhaps our points will only come from teams other than Montreal and Toronto. Yeah, so there's still 4 other teams that we can play. Calgary, Edmonton, Winnipeg, and Ottawa that we can get points off of, and that would get enough to make, we got to win a few from Toronto, Montreal, even if it's not the majority. But yeah, there's still 4 other teams that we can get points out. It's just really bad right now because our last 4 have been against Montreal and Toronto. Arjun, thank you. I appreciate you, Clay, for making videos and staying positive, even though these Canucks games sometimes drive you nuts. Oh, yes, they drive me nuts. Thoughts on what you think we should do to improve? Will establish an identity of some sort. Alex, why does no one talk about losing Fantenberg? He was solid 6D, man. Yeah, he was good for his price, for $1 million, that's for sure. Liam, I personally like Green. However, the issues that are happening right now, execution, I feel may fall on a coaching standpoint. Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. Coaching, discipline, work effort, coaching. Execution, systems, discipline, effort, that's a coaching thing. But I've always said Green can only coach the players that he's given. So if the players that he's given are working hard, and they're not doing well, then that's when you blame Benning. But if you see that execution, sloppiness, work effort, commitment, then that is a coaching thing. Tony, Schmidt is a very bad skater and can't handle the puck. Yeah, I thought Schmidt would be a better skater. That part has surprised me. I'll admit with you, Tony. Lucas, do you think we can get in a playoff spot by the end of the year? I still think we can. It's not going to be easy, though. It's not going to be easy, and I don't like my prediction of 3rd anymore. Sonny, if the Canucks squeak in the playoffs, will they get demolished in the first round? And do you think they have a chance? That's a lot different. That'll be 4 months from now, so it's hard to say. but you don't like their chances given how they played against Montreal and Toronto. What do you think of those Leafs jerseys? So dark, looks like arena lights are too dim. Yeah, I didn't like them at all. Maestro, after the Rogers deal, do you think TSN will come back? I think they'll get to make a strong pitch. Softball, are you concerned betting overreacts make a bad trade next year's draft trade? No, I think a softball, great question, but I do not think he makes a bad trade given that they were lambasted in this market for not having a pick this past draft until the third round. Liam, in the event that perhaps we drafted Luke Hughes, would I be concerned to put the two together with not enough defensive focus and too much offense, even with family chemistry? Yeah, I don't want to speculate, but I think it'd be a lot of fun. I think they played just fine. If the Vancouver Canucks have the first pick in the draft, would you take Luke Hughes or Owen Power? Yeah, I go back and forth on this, Christopher. I think Hughes, that's it might go a long way to keeping Quinn here in Vancouver. So maybe you keep that in mind as well. Blue Mander, hey Clay, if the Canucks have another top 10 first round pick, would you want them to select a forward or defenseman? D. They need help on D for sure. You at least have Hoglander, Podkolzin, maybe Lind, Aiden McDonough, Lockwood. There's at least some guys on the back end. If you're not sure how Rafferty and Chatfield are, you only have really Rathbone and Wu as a third pair. Realistically, how many more games do you think the Canucks can win? Says Ethan. I personally don't see us winning any games against Montreal, Toronto, Calgary, and McDavid can steal games for Edmonton. Yeah, it's tough to say. Maybe they're going to have to win close to 30 though to get in the playoffs. 30, 20, and 26, or 30, 20, and 6. You know what I mean. I went through the numbers last time. When do we wear reverse retros? Any idea? Yeah, coming up, not this next coming homestand, but I think they start 2 weeks from now. It's on one of the homestands. It's on the Canucks website. Dexter, what are worse, the Leafs retro jerseys or Chatfield's performance? I think they're equally bad. That's funny. Tony, based on what happened today with Hopi Miller, do you think there's a divide in the room right now? Yeah, I talked about that, Tony, in my vlog yesterday. I wouldn't say divide, but I don't think the room is as tight as it used to be. That's for sure. Clay for coach, GM and owner at the same time. Thank you, Braden. I appreciate that. I think I could do a good job, but maybe not all three. Dexter, Lime got 2 goals in first. Lynn got 2 goals in the first Utica game. I don't know if he scored today, but I know Utica only scored 1 today. Thoughts on Lynn? I think I've always liked him. When I've seen him in person, I've liked his size. He's got an NHL body. I think he could be a solid depth player for sure down the road. Canucks Central, I think we are really missing Tanev. Of all the guys left in free agency. Thoughts, Clay? I think you could argue all three. Markstrom, we haven't had that goaltending. Tanev, settled down for Hughes. Toffoli, his scoring. All three. How about we break the mold and hire Wickenheiser or Cami Granato for GM? I'd be open to that. Someone's going to have to break the barrier of a woman GM. I'm not sure, even though compared, forget about what gender you are, if they're the best candidates right now. Clay, it's unfortunate bad contracts are hindering the Canucks team's potential. It won't be for a few years till our bad contracts are gone before we can be a true contender. Yes. This year, Edler and Pearson's contracts come off, and Sutter. And then don't forget, you got to replace these guys. And then Beagle, Roussel, and others come off the next year. Sean Avery is indeed in the house. Should we use Demko or Holtby next game? I think you go back to Demko. We got to get one of these guys hot. I'm still baffled they haven't played Rafferty. Yeah, Sean, he didn't do so well in that game that he played. What is your favorite reverse retro in the league? I like the Colorado Avalanche, the Quebec Nordiques one, and I like the LA Kings one. Those two, I think, are really sharp, Braden. Do you think Lafreniere is a bust? No, Christopher, too early to say that for sure. Dominic and Lefty. Keep it clean, guys. No, Matt, I do not want Trampkin. Good comment from Arcel about Sean Avery and Martin Brodeur. Dexter, speaking of Linden, according to my sources, Linden left because Benning refused to buy a gym membership to Linden's gym. Liam, could I ever see Pettersson or Hughes playing for another team? Are you asking me? I don't want to think that, but it's very rare that someone stays on the same team from start to finish, so it's possible. What is going on with Ulevi and Green? Exactly how you ruin a player. Yeah, Ethan, I was excited to see Ulevi after 5 years of waiting. Gmod Clay, do you think they should play all our defense prospects just to see who steps up? I still want to see Breezeball. Not yet. I think we got to kind of turn a corner first before we just let all the young guys play. Champ games, hey. Champ depressed. Don't be depressed. It's just hockey. It's just hockey. Do we miss Ferland, Clay? No, I don't know. I had high hopes when we got him, but he never... Yeah, if he was 2015 Calgary Flames Ferland, he would be awesome. He'd be perfect in our top 6. Okay, last question. Ahmed, are the results a testament to how good the Leafs are or how bad the Canucks are? I think it's a combination of both, but the Leafs are a good, strong team. Okay, we're at the 45-minute mark. 2 or 3 minutes of non-Canucks, non-hockey related questions. And while I wait, Major League, is Jake getting traded? That's the big rumor now. Even mentioned. Usually when Chris Johnson or Elliot Friedman say something like that on Hockey Night, it's not unfounded. They wouldn't just say stuff to make stuff up. Okay, non-Canucks, non-hockey questions only to who has the best release in the league. It might be Matthews, actually. Okay, now, non-hockey questions. Tacos or nachos? Fangirl, I'm going nachos. Actually, Dominic, just so I can quash this between Dominic and Lefty, I was just asking Clay. Yeah, Dominic, I think it was more of a comment. That's why I didn't read it, not because you said the word cancer. If you're pointing out that JT Miller could be having a negative effect in the locker room, I think that's a fair comment. I don't know if it's true. It is speculation, but if actions speak louder than words, I'm not sure if he's the best chemistry guy. I'll just say that. Okay, let's go to your questions now. Brett says, how was your day? It was great, thank you. Got to visit my 80-year-old mother, turned 80, so that was cool. Clay, what's the most points you've ever gotten in a bowling match? My highest score is 247. 247 out of 300. Dexter, thoughts on McDonald's? I love it. I eat way too much of it. Gmod, Clay, best concert you've been to? Gosh, there's been a few. I think Michael Jackson when I was growing up, because that was really exciting for me. Phil Collins also did a really good concert as well when I was growing up. So either Mike and Boyz II Men concert I went to was pretty good. I want to see Bruno Mars or Justin Timberlake though. iPhone or Android? It's my iPhone. Braden. Should the Vancouver Grizzlies come back? Absolutely, Rebel. Ahmed, best movie you've seen this year? Oh, there's a lot. A couple Korean movies I've really enjoyed, but I really like Soul, actually. I enjoyed that a lot. Best Super Bowl snack? I'm pretty boring. Just a Pepsi and anything. Pepsi with anything. Favorite sushi roll? Sushi roll itself, I like this volcano salmon, so deep fried tuna with salmon sashimi. But favorite sushi overall, it's salmon sashimi for sure. Favorite actor, Denzel Washington. How good are you in tennis? I'm okay. I used to be, when I was skinnier and better shape, I used to be a lot faster, and I could get to literally any ball on the court. It sounds like I'm bragging, but it's true. Maybe my friends didn't hit that hard, but I could return anything. I'm not that fast anymore. I'm just okay. I enjoy it though. Soccer or basketball? Basketball, both to play and to watch. Nuts and bolts. Have you seen this one, Clay? Katy Perry. No, I will look that up. Tony, don't you hate Americanized pizzas? It's horrible. I don't know. I just ate Pizza Hut tonight. Your favorite Bible verse? Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Maybe the Canucks need to lean in on that one. Practical guy. Clay, how many musical instruments do you play? I'd say play well, piano, drums. Yeah, play well too. Just piano and drums. Know how to play piano, drums, guitar, bass, saxophone, ukulele, clarinet. Favorite Blue Jays player? I'm not a big Blue Jays fan. Sorry, I have to look that up, Arcel. But I was excited for them when they were making their runs for sure. But don't have a favorite player right now. I don't even know who's on the team. Brett, Canucks should have gotten rid of Edler here. Okay, can you see an NHL team in the Maritimes? No, not in the next little bit because of COVID. Best fries? Gosh, I love McDonald's fries. But I like Japanese fries, from like Japadog or something. TSN or Sportsnet postgame show. I go TSN. What is the I'm not sure what that means, Jacques Paul. Favorite Premier League team? Don't watch soccer. Sorry, Matt. Michael Jackson's Victory Church, BC Place. There you go. The dude. What do you do for work? I work for the Catholic Church. I help churches do their ministry, leadership training, and communications and speaking. Gatorade or Powerade? Let's go Gatorade. Handmaiden was great. Yes, I watched that one. Dominic, yo Clay, I'll be the bigger man to apologize. I didn't mean to ruin or start beefing your stream. So to everyone, I just don't like when people comment on me in a negative way. Dominic, no need to apologize. I know Lefty mature too. Let's let it go. No big deal. We're all passionate. We're all a little bit emotional right now. No, you did not wreck the stream. So don't worry about that, Dominic. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate Lefty being here. Oh, I'm going to go very fast to get through these and then we'll wind up. Thoughts on Jay and Dan being canned? Tim and Sid parting ways. It's very sad. Those are two iconic duos. Yam Tempereds. Okay. Favorite comedy movie? Coming to America. Any shows you binge watching right now? No, I watch more, weekly like Blacklist, For Life, but I do watch Midnight Diner on Netflix. Who are you cheering for? It doesn't matter to me, but I think Kansas City will win. Are you looking forward to the weekend at the Super Bowl? You mean the performance? No, not a big fan. Sean, seen you talk about movies before. Do you have any movie count on site like Letterboxd or IMDb to follow you on? Big feel. Yeah, Sean, I do. I post about movies on Instagram. I talk about movies, but no, I don't have any of those type of things because I don't think I'd be the best reviewer. I just say good, great, inspiring, awesome, emotional, powerful, great, awesome. Hi, man. Who won the Canucks game? Not us. Church's Chicken or KFC? KFC. Sushi Garden or Sushi California? Ooh, I've done Sushi California. I haven't done Sushi Garden yet. Thanks for a great stream. You're welcome, Rob. Brett, here's a good question for you. Over or under the toilet paper flap? I go over. Favorite activewear? I have a lot of Under Armour stuff, both golf shirts and just, what do you call it? Those dry fits and just any type of dry fit, actually. Greatest athlete of all time. I'm going to go Michael Jordan, Crosby or Ovi. I'll go Crosby. Would you rather go Japan or Hawaii? Being of both, I love Hawaii's temperature, but I want to try Japan's culture one more time. Dominic, okay, I will go now. It's probably better anyway if I leave. Dominic, that's up to you. No one's booting you. That's up to you. Christian, can you see an NHL team coming to Hamilton? Perhaps, but no. Favorite podcast right now? Don't listen to a lot of podcasts, but when I do listen to the Vancast. That's the one that I would say that I do listen to quite regularly. Okay, last few. Sean, recommend another round. I'm thinking of ending things and feels great movies. Awesome. Actually, my wife and I are going to watch a movie. It's movie night tonight. I'm not studying tonight. I think I told you when it's a Canucks game night, I don't study. And when it's not a Canucks game, I do study. So it's perfect. I study 3 or 4 nights a week. So the Canucks played, they lost, but now I get to watch a movie instead of studying. I will look, Sean, I'm going to copy and paste that right now so I don't lose that actually. And then I will look those movies up. Actually, no. You know what's easier? I'm just going to take a picture of it so I don't have to do all this. But thank you for those recommendations, Sean. I appreciate that. I'll look them all up. Sean, are those on Netflix or Amazon Prime? That's where I watch my movies. Angus, sorry, no more hockey questions. Who's the Canucks shutdown pair should use against the team's top line? It's got to be right now. Gosh, Chatfield, no. Ben, no. It's got to be. I guess it's Schmidt Myers. Brett, popcorn or chips, says Noah. Let's go popcorn. Sean, favorite horror movie? I'm into Korean zombie movies right now. I'm not really into horrors, but the zombie movies I don't mind. Brett, Train to Busan. Brett, do you ever come over to the island? I do, Brett, but mostly I've done a couple speaking things there in Nanaimo, Victoria, but we've gone to Duncan and Nanaimo for the kids bowling actually. So I'm 2 or 3 times a year because of the kids bowling. Not right now though. Dominic, we're all good. Everyone's good. I think even Lefty would say that we're good. Okay, let's end this off. Watch Spirited Away. Good. So good if you're into anime. Oh, one problem, Blue Mander. I'm not into anime. How about Peninsula? I've heard of that. I haven't watched that. Do you play tennis? I do, Angus. Not well, but I love it. The second, very slow. If you used to try. Thanks, Clay. Enjoy movie night. Favorite restaurant? Matsuyama in Richmond. Korean cinema. The Wailing. It will be in your head for a month. Ugh. All right, great stream. Okay, thanks everyone. Hey, Sean, just before you go, Sean Avery, let me know those movies. Oh, there. The second is on Netflix. The others I forgot are free movie sites. Okay, I'll look that up. No, Dominic, we're all good. Dominic and Lefty, we're all good. We're all good. But I'll let you guys figure it out. You guys are mature people, whether you're adults or older teens or young adults. Okay, let's end it here. Thanks, you guys. Rough night once again. Sun will come up tomorrow. I'm still going to be here for you guys. Actually, on Monday, I have to do a Facebook Live right after the game on a non-Canucks thing. So I might start the stream scheduled for 7:15 on Monday night as opposed to 7 o'clock. So just more of a heads up, give you a bit more time to do whatever, listen to the post game. But I will come on at 7:15 on Monday night. And hopefully we are talking about a Canucks win. So once again, thank you for joining me. Consider subscribing if you haven't subscribed already. Certainly like this video if you haven't liked it already. And certainly consider becoming a member. You see a lot of members were in here. Thank you. It's everyone that has a little CCC logo beside their name. All those people are members and supporting me financially a little bit. Thank you. I appreciate that. And if not, that's fine. Know that certainly don't do this for the money. Do this because I love our team. I love the chat in here. Generally, it was very good, very positive. I mean, it was constructive. It wasn't positive, but it was very fair and pretty clean, which I'm always proud of. I think I do have the most mature viewers and subscribers, at least from what I've seen from comments and both in streams and on videos. So I appreciate you guys very much. Okay, I'll read all your comments after I press end. But thank you for joining me. You know, I don't take you for granted, and I appreciate you very much. I appreciate your loyalty. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if there's a trade, if there's a personnel move. Who knows? It's going to be a very interesting 48 hours in the Canucks fan area, fan sphere, among Canucks fans. You guys know what I'm trying to say. I guess I'm getting tired. Okay, I better go before I say something stupid. So stay safe. Stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. Have a great rest of the night. That's the one thing about these early games. You have the rest of the night in front of you. And you know what I'm going to say as soon as I'm done. God bless, and go Canucks go. Booyah.